McCallum looks up. Curler! Cracking goal!
We came down to Priory Lane on a beautiful, if not blustery evening, to see some of the behind-the-scenes maintenance that has been taking place in the closed season, as well as to look at the extensive work being carried out by an unnamed benefactor to refurbish the old change rooms into something fit for today's players. But of course, the primary aim was to watch the players get back into training and catch up with sports boss Jamie Howell on how his closed season team rebuilding is going and his thoughts on the new season. Jamie, thanks very much for coming down this afternoon. It's mid-season, it's blue skies and it's windy as normal down at Priory Lane. Last season you joined us about a year ago and you went straight into the thick of trying to sort out where you wanted to go with the team. Yeah. Did you actually get a break this year?
I did this year, yeah, and it was nice to actually finally catch up and have a break and spend some time with the family and recharge my batteries, which is important. You know, it was a tough season last season. You know, a good season. I really enjoyed it, but it was a good time for me to recharge my batteries and refocus and get ready to go again.
So it was your first season in the National League South last year. What did you think of it?
Overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed, the challenge that we've got here, and it's a longer-term plan, and it is going to take time. And I think, we're a lot further down, towards that line of finishing than when I first started. I think it was hard. Obviously, we have players here that maybe were not my players, maybe really didn't understand what I wanted to do, so it takes time to get the right balance. And I think, we've made progress throughout the year.
What was your biggest lesson from last season?
I think just that we need everybody, fighting for the same cause and going in the right direction. And you need a squad of 16, or whatever you get, to make sure that is the case. I thought the league is tough and it is unforgiving. And if you make mistakes, you get punished. And I think that was probably the biggest thing that I did realise from last year, was that when we made some silly mistakes, we got punished.
What was your favourite moment?
I think there are lots of favourite moments. I think probably the goal, Dorsey's goal actually here, against Hampton and Richmond, I thought was a really brilliant goal. I had lots of good memories, and I thought there were lots of things that the team did very well. But as an individual goal, I thought that was superb.
Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about rebuilding during this close season. It's the opportunity to make it your team as you want. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes, and some players have re-signed, like Yemi, Lloyd, and Sergio as well as captain. And there's been some new arrivals as well, with David Martin and Charlie Walker. What's been your strategy over the last month or two when you're looking at rebuilding?
Well, I think the strategy was a little bit, I wanted to make sure that we try and get the best players that we possibly could. And, I wanted to be patient in the transfer in the summer. I think a lot of players, in fairness, are pursuing their options. They're trying to get the best options for themselves. So they're not ready to commit. So it's a very frustrating time, because what you'd love to be able to say is we signed X, Y, and Z, and everything's going according to plan. But it's not really. It doesn't really work like that, unfortunately. We've done a lot of work. I've spent a lot of time on the motorway speaking to players. I've got some that I wanted. I've missed out on some that I would like to have. But there's still plenty of time for us to get a couple more people in that I'd like to get in. But I'm very pleased with the spine of what we've got. I think they're the people that I want at the football club, that know what I want and what I expect. And I'm really pleased we've got what we've got.
What can you tell me about why you went for the new boys that you brought in?
Character. I think primarily their character, and I've seen them play before. I know that they're experienced players at a level, which I felt we missed out a little bit of last year. We needed that experience. It was good that I had an opportunity to go and speak to them. Last year, because it was such a rush, sometimes you're making decisions, maybe a little bit of a snapshot because I came in so late. But I had an opportunity to speak to the players, to explain to them what I wanted, to see if it fitted in with what they wanted to do. And fundamentally, it was very, very good.
So, obviously, there's been incoming and players re-signing, and we've also said a few goodbyes as well. People like Ciaran, Gavin and JT. Gavin was very much a fan's favourite. How big a blow was it losing him?
Yeah, it's a blow. I think Gavin, was a very popular player here. I think one of the supporters player of the year, and he was a good player. And we'd have liked to have kept him, but that wasn't to be. We spoke to him a lot throughout the summer, and in the end, he wanted to pursue other options. And that's fair enough. And I wish Gavin well. He's a very good player, and if it doesn't work out and there's an opportunity to come back, then we never say never. But fundamentally, I wish Gavin well. Thank him for everything he did. But I'm looking forward now. I'm looking forward to the players that we've got, and hopefully we can make some memories going forward.
We'll all agree with that one. And obviously with Gavin and JT as well, they were both hot shots really. Sort of like they could take their shots from outside the 18-yard line and be often successful. Are you looking for someone to directly replace that kind of shot?
Well, I think so. I think Charlie Walker will come in and definitely give some firepower. He's a proven player at the level and played obviously at Aldershot and Luton, so that's maybe a like-for-like replacement a little bit. I thought JT did very well for us. Played in multitude of positions for us last season, and always gave everything. So I just felt maybe we needed to freshen things up a little bit, and Charlie came available. So looking forward to things, I thought that might be the right decision. And Ciaran went as well, which was a shame. He's been here for a few years, but I think he wanted to maybe move a little bit closer to home. So yeah, we wish them well. But as I said to you, it's about the people that we bring into the club and going forward now, I think.
Yeah. And you mentioned also that during the close season you've been up and down the motorway having talks with various people. I know that there are people or options out there that obviously you can't go into details about, but what type of player is it you're looking for at the moment?
We like to have a little bit of experience. I think that's good. Not to say that we don't want players that can make a step up, because I definitely believe there are players out there that can do that. But it's having a balance, and I felt maybe a little bit last year, maybe we're a little bit too young, maybe a little bit too inexperienced, and that definitely caught us out in certain games. So looking for a bit of experience. But I think fundamentally the most important thing, other than being a very good football player, is I want them to have a character. I want them to have a character that want to work hard, that want to be here at Eastbourne Borough, and want to play for the supporters and the club and me. And if I can get that, then I think that's going to give us a much better chance of winning football matches. So primarily it's being a good football player and having the character that I want.
And you're pretty optimistic, from what I can make of it, of fulfilling some of those criteria.
Yeah, I think so. I think as I said, I'm a supporter, and what you want to be able to do is say I've got this player and that player, and it's all going to be rosy, and it does take time. But it's, from my perspective, we have a budget, and what we want to try and do is make sure that we maximise that budget to the best that we can, and that sometimes needs to be patient. And I can ask the supporters to try and do that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. I've got a good spine of players in at the club at the present moment. We do need to add to it, and I'm sure we will.
That sounds good. And looking forward a bit, I know we haven't even seen the fixture list at the moment. That's out in a few days' time. Yeah. What's your take on the league this year? Because we've got some tough
yeah,
teams.
I think it's going to be a tough league. We've got some new clubs that have come up. Dulwich and Billericay and other teams that are coming. They're going to be good teams and going to be difficult for us. And then obviously Torquay have come down and Woking. So, we're going to have some tough games, but that's what we want to do. We want to be testing ourselves against better teams and better players, and it's a challenge that I'm looking forward to. So first day back for pre-season, and can't wait to get started.
That sounds good. Just before you go, there's before the serious football gets underway, there's this frivolous thing taking place in Russia. I saw you and Kevin had a bit of a chat about it. What's your forecast?
I think it's a really good tournament at the moment, and it's quite open. I think England are doing brilliant, and I think that with the weather and everything at the moment, it's making a real fantastic summer. So hopefully they'll do well. But I think if you to win it, I don't know, maybe Spain or Brazil, but one of the big boys at the present moment. But I think it's quite open. Maybe Croatia, a dark horse or something like that this year. But it's been a fantastic tournament so far. So who knows?
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Obviously, there's still another month or so before the big kick-off, and hopefully we can catch up after you've established a few more of the signings, and you can give a message then as well to the fans. But for now, good luck with your first day back, and I hope it all goes well for the next month.
Appreciate it, Graham. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks very much. Thank you.